It is funny, really, that humans have been obsessed with aliens and alien intelligence for centuries, while ignoring the intelligence that is here on this planet, the animal intelligence. If you think about it, humans misunderstand and misjudge animals as beings on a much lower level of development than themselves. Let us start with the obvious: we are all animals. Human animals and non-human animals are human or Homo sapiens HSS and non-human sapiens NHSS. Just because humans do not know and cannot imagine animals' abilities and always judge them by human standards doesn't mean that animals are of lower intelligence. Some may try to refute animal intelligence with the clever Hans story. It's impossible to discuss intelligence of animals without mentioning clever Hans. However, this story confirms the fact that animals are intelligent, but their abilities are so different that some HSS fail to see them. From the very beginning, the humans misinterpreted Hans' phenomenon. In the beginning of the 20th century, a retired German mathematics teacher discovered what he thought to be amazing capabilities and human-like intelligence in his horse Hans. Hans seemed to know many facts from different disciplines and could answer questions by tapping his foot an appropriate number of times to indicate the right answer. The whole scientific and not very scientific community mobilized their intellectual powers to prove that Hans was not intelligent and that there was something else in place. Why can't humans be happy about animals being clever? It would mean they wouldn't look at animals as their inferiors, but just as different species that should be respected for what they are. Is it too much for a human being to take in? Eventually, a psychologist, Oscar Fungst, discovered that Hans was unable to answer the question if the questioner didn't know the right answer, or if the person asking the question stood behind the screen and Hans couldn't see him. It turned out that clever Hans was using subtle visual cues, unconscious body language, gestures and facial expressions to get his answers right. Fungst thought he found the explanation, and Hans wasn't clever after all. A very human explanation. Why nobody admire Hans' intelligence to read humans and communicate with them? Is it not a sign of a very high intelligence? Can humans read animals or even their own species with the accuracy clever Hans displayed? So who is clever?